in the African qualifiers as the Central African Republic take on the Ivory Coast, and it could not be tighter as we come down to the final games. The Central African Republic against the Ivory Coast first up, and then Mozambique against Senegal. Now, Senegal have the luxury of knowing that they are the only team through here in Group D. They know their fate. They will be in the second round of qualification when that gets underway in September later on this year. But as for the other three teams, well, it is very much up to them. It is a tale of ifs and buts, really, in this group. I'll just try and run you through the possible permutations here. So, if the Ivory Coast beat the Central African Republic here today, they are into the final 12. If they lose, they will then have to hope that Mozambique lose later on against Senegal. If the Central African Republic beats the Ivory Coast, then they are through to the last round. But if they lose, they will have to pray that Mozambique lose to Senegal. But it is Mozambique who hold their own destiny. They know that a win guarantees them qualification against Senegal later on. So that is how Group D stands. It is going to be nip and tuck, and it's going to go right down to the wire, which is exactly what all the neutrals want, of course. It's been a busy and tiring few days for the sides in Group D, having played games on Friday, Saturday, and of course today. They will all be requiring one final effort to make sure they book their spots in the second qualification stage. The two sides will just be introduced to the crowd here. Starting off with the Ivory Coast. Well, if this game is anything like the last time these two met back in February, then we are in for a real treat. The Central African Republic ran out 63-62 winners on that occasion. Just 1 point in it. It came right down to the wire, but Bali Koulibaly there, number 12 on your screen, will no doubt still be ruining the two missed free throws coming down the stretch, which gifted the Central African Republic the win. So now the African Republic will just be introduced as well, looking for motivation that they can return to the World Cup for the first time since 1974. It's been a barren run over the last 40 years or so. None of the current team members were even born back then. There certainly appears to be a confidence brewing, though, from this side. They had a good win over Mozambique yesterday, 72 points to 63, an important one as well. Kept them right in the hunt. I mentioned Mozambique, who have had a pretty good qualification period themselves, having to beat Senegal later on. So the two teams have been introduced. We will now pause momentarily for the national anthems. So the Ivory Coast national anthem done, and now the turn of the Central African Republic. So the national anthems are complete, and we are just moments away from getting this one up and running. Well, the two coaches, Paolo Povia of the Ivory Coast, the Italian-born Paolo Povia, who took over in March. So the two sides will just complete the formalities, but before we get going, both of these sides played in the FIBA Afrobasket as well. As we take a look at the referees, Samir Abakil, Kingsley Ojeboro and Gonzalo Salguero overseeing proceedings today. Yeah, Ivory Coast really struggled at Afrobasket. They didn't win a game. They nearly pulled off a big victory over Nigeria, mind you, losing out by a point, but then got on the wrong side of two hammerings, really. The Democratic Republic of Congo lost by 21 and then lost heavily to Mali as well. Here is the Ivory Coast roster then, and they're delighted to have the likes of Noah Charles Abua and Guy Eddy back as well. And here is their starting five. Muluku Diabate, one of their key men today in the guard position. Vafesa Fofana, Lori Zerbo, Ahua Eddy and Noah Charles Abua. Abua is averaging 13.6 points and 5.4 rebounds a game so far in qualification. And Muluku Diabate as well, coming off a good game against Senegal, where he had 12 points. And he's also averaging 3.2 assists in qualifying as well. Here is the Central African Republic roster. The very young and exciting Curry Regscheide there at the top, just 17 years of age, but certainly appears to have the world at his feet. They'll be looking to the likes of Yondre Jefferson there, the big man, who's averaging 8 rebounds and 12 points. He comes off the back of a double-double, though, against Mozambique. 11 rebounds and 11 points against Mozambique in their previous game, but they've got talent all over this Central African Republic side. The likes of Max Kugera there that we just saw. He's averaging 13.7 points a game. And Destin Damachura as well, 15.6 points a game for him.
On va pas donner des deuxièmes chances. Ok? On les voit tout de suite. Chaque chose qu'on vous dit, il faut 4 secondes pour la faire. Déjà, là, dans l'échappement.
Ça, c'est important. Et en troisième position, les gars, ne donnez pas le couloir central. Évitez pour qu'ils attaquent le couloir central. Envoyez-les à l'extérieur pour avoir de l'aide. Et en attaque, appliquez-vous par rapport au chemin. On s'applique dans les chemins. Pardon? Le système, tu veux quoi? Non, mais s'ils sont zone d'abord avec maillot. Maillot. On zone, on attaque avec maillot. Ok?
Tu as maillot un dans chante et pour isoler avec le big man.
On s'applique, let's go!
So Ulrich Marida and Paolo Povia just giving their last words of wisdom before they get their potentially final match of the FIBA World Cup qualification period underway. It is a huge game here in Dakar for both of these sides. May well be a little bit tense, a little bit nervy early on, with both sides knowing exactly what is at stake today. Just a reminder, it is the top 3 sides that qualify through to the second round of qualifying, which, as I mentioned earlier, gets underway in September later this year. And you'd imagine this sports hall will fill up as well as the day goes on, with Senegal to come later on here in the capital of Senegal, Dakar. Hosted some of the FIBA Afrobasket as well. There is Max Kugere, one of the Central African Republic's key men. It'll be interesting to see how they utilise Jondre Jefferson, though. The big man, the number 9 for the African Republic. So just to repeat the ifs and buts for today. If the Ivory Coast win here today, they are into the final 12. They know that is guaranteed. If they lose, they will then have to pray that Mozambique lose to Senegal. And it's the same for the African Republic as well. If they win, they are also through to the last round. All will be decided over the next 90 minutes or so. It's the Central African Republic who control the tip. Demachua certainly can shoot the ball into big Jondre Jefferson. They'll be looking to try and post him up as much as they can. Goes for the little difficult right-hand hook shot. Can't get it to go. Here's Diabate. To try and get the ball into him as often as they possibly can. Brings it back outside. The first 3 is on the way. Just comes up short. Offensive rebound, though. Straight back in the hands of Diabate. Here is Guy Eddy. Delighted to have Guy Eddy back. The Ivory Coast. Last featured for the Elephants at FIBA Afrobasket 2013. It's been 5 years or so since Guy Eddy turned out for the Ivory Coast. Here is Demachua, averaging 15.6 points a game. It's a lovely pass across the floor. The 3 is on the way. Both sides just struggling with their outside shot in the early period here. Can he prevent it going back across the half court? It doesn't matter because the Central African Republic got it, but last touch was off him, and the Ivory Coast will get possession back. A little unfortunate there. Was the FIBA Basketball World Cup in 2010 in Turkey, where Guy Eddy made his major appearance for the Ivory Coast. Nice feint, throws up the long 2 with the shot clock counting down, another one off target. Yeah, Eddy actually led the Ivory Coast in scoring there with 10 points per game. And although the West Africans did lose 4 of their 5 games there, he feels they must have a second shot at the World Cup. 3-pointer on the way from the corner, and finally one goes down. And it's Kosange Toro who makes it. Had 13 points against Mozambique last time out, so should be full of confidence, Toro. Diabate. Fofana throws it back out. Open 3, looking to respond with one of their own. Can't get it to go. Good work on the defensive glass. Nice pass across the floor. He's got all the time in the world. Can't make the 3. Offensive rebound, though. Throws it back outside. Another 3 on the way. It's in and out. And Ivory Coast will get it. Well, they've had some open looks, the Central African Republic, but both sides, as I said, are struggling early on. We've had nearly 3 minutes here. Just that one three-pointer so far. Completely open look there for Max Kugere. Another three on the way. Both sides more than happy to throw the ball up from outside. Abuo nowhere near with the air ball. Well, did perhaps feel as though this was going to be a little nervy early on. And it's certainly appearing that way as well. Here's Demachua. Oh, wasn't expecting the pass. That's poor, really, from Kosange. And he does just apologise to his teammate and says, yeah, that was my bad. Here's Fofana. Trying to go to work underneath, up against Jefferson, though. That's going to be an intriguing matchup today. Moves it back outside, throws up the three, comes up way short, offensive rebounds. Another three from Diabate in and out. Ivory Coast just cannot get one to fall. And now in transition down the other end. Can't get it. Now Diabate can lead the fast break. Is this where Ivory Coast finally get off the mark? Yes, it is. Well, it's been a struggle in the opening 4 minutes, but Fofana is the man who knocks down their first points of the game. Kosange has the only three of the game so far. Now Jefferson. Jefferson looking to go to work. Can't get it to go. It falls into the hands of his teammate, though. Here's Abuo. Diabate has it stripped away from him, and now the fast break is on. It's a 2v1. No, it's a poor pass by Kosange, who, other than his three-pointer, has not had a particularly good start to this game. Demachua not appreciating that one. Diabate again. Just about able to keep hold of it, the Ivory Coast. Nice bounce pass, and he's called on the travel. Ivory Coast will turn it over. Jefferson catch and shoots, can't get it to go with the mid-range two. Now Eddie trying to go coast to coast, good transitional defense. He'll turn it over again. So still only 3 points to 2. Jefferson up against Zerbo. Jefferson, awful pass back across the backcourt for the violation. Just got a little scrappy. Another turnover, this time by Jeandre Jefferson. Johan Grebongo is on the court for the Central African Republic now. Here's Diabate trying to shoot over the D. Just comes up short, defensive rebound. And now Demachua looks to try and inject a bit of tempo, a bit of pace into the attack. Here's Demachua again. And now Grebongo. The long two is on the way, comes up short. Defensive rebound by Paul Holovu. Has it stolen. Trying to shoot over the D, difficult three, can't get it. Diabate, the man who grabs the rebound. In a very slow start. So, timeout called by the Central African Republic. Looking to try and get both teams working on the offensive end a little bit better. Both sides really struggling with their shot at the moment. So the Central African Republic still yet to register a 2-point shot. Ivory Coast at just 33% so far from 2-point range. They are yet to register a 3-point shot. Central African Republic shooting at 14% from beyond the perimeter. So it's been a very slow start with just over 3 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Kouassi. Good ball movement. Diabate trying to get them going. It's another one off target. Big, strong rebound by Grebongo. Kosange, lovely pass, and one. Beautiful soft finish with the left hand, drew the foul, and will head to the foul line to make it a 3-point play. Great work by Maxime Ziamveni. Comes up short on the free throw. 5 points to 2 the lead, says Diabate. Just decides to shoot the three. It's another one off target. Last touch, I think, was off Abua. So the African Republic will get it back. Well, the last time that Charles Abua featured at a FIBA Basketball World Cup, he returned home with perhaps a sense of unfinished business. 8 years ago, he sparked his Ivory Coast national team to a game-high 19 points when they beat Puerto Rico by 88 points to 79 on the last day of the group phase in Ankara. And unfortunately, despite their best efforts, the West Africans did fall short in their bid to advance to the final phase of that World Cup in 2010. They needed a 12-point margin of victory to progress. So the 9-point margin fell agonizingly short. Steps back, throws the two, nice. Evans Ganapamo with the two, and the African Republic stretched their lead to 5. Another turnover by the Ivory Coast. Ziamveni. Guerre just runs into an orange brick wall, throws up a little floater, manages to find his own man, but his foot just stepped out of bounds, so the bucket's not going to count. Good all-court player, Johan Grebongo. At Afrobasket, he averaged 10.7 points, 4.3 rebounds a game. Here's a Buo, another air ball, another three way off target. Another pass down the floor, just has to shoot the mid-range too and knocks it down. And all of a sudden, the Central African Republic seemingly finding their stride out there. 9 points to 2 the leads. I think the Ivory Coast just need to try and focus on getting themselves a few better looks. They have it stolen away, and now he's all by himself. Decides to go for the easy layup. Does the youngster, just 17 years of age, Kurt Curry-Vegscheide. A lot of people very excited about him in the Central African Republic. They've gone on a 9-point run here as a timeout is called. Well, Paulo Povia not happy in that timeout. Giving his side a piece of his own mind. And we've got just under 60 seconds to go. Central African Republic with a 9-point lead, 11 points to 2, but it is the Ivory Coast in possession. Yet another turnover, though. They really need to try and look after the ball a little bit more here. Cannot be happy, Paulo Povia, with what he's seen from his side so far. Looking to try and make it a double-digit lead already. Here is Vegscheide. Zian Veni, good defense, good strong defense, but the last touch was off Ajayi, I think it was. So the African Republic will keep it. 12 seconds still on the clock. Now they've got the steal. Basically no time at all between the shot and the game clock. As he makes the 2 and 1. I'm not sure this is going to count, actually. I think he's been called on the offensive there. Just to rub salt into the Ivory Coast's already open wounds. Foul goes on Guy Eddy. Still 8.1 seconds to go in this first quarter. First quarter that the Ivory Coast really have not got going in. It has been a struggle from start to finish. We've got 3.7 seconds left to go. So there's one sole two-pointer from Vafessa Fofana. Tries to shoot the long two, can't get it to go. Managed to draw the foul. Foul called on Curry Vegscheider as he tries to throw the two up just before the buzzer, can't get it to go, and well, that was not a particularly vintage first quarter of basketball there. Both sides struggling early on. The Central African Republic did manage to find their stride as it went on, but the Ivory Coast really struggling, just that one bucket to shout about, and it's the African Republic who lead by 9, 11 points to 2 at the end of the first. You can see how many three-point attempts the Ivory Coast have taken. They're 0 from 8. And I just feel as though in this second quarter they need to try and give themselves some better looks. Almost trying to force the three. Well, Paulo Povier clearly not happy with what he's just seen from his side. Had a few stern words to say at the end of that first quarter. Are we going to see an improved Ivory Coast as this first half goes on? It's Diabate. Coming off 12 points against Senegal last time out. Hasn't been able to get himself going yet. Here is Guy Eddy. It's another turnover for the Ivory Coast, though. They really need to start looking after this ball better. They're just gifting possession back to the Central African Republic on far too many occasions. The experienced Guy Eddy as well, who you'd expect to be more capable. Here is Ziamveni. Turnover, now the fast break is on for the Ivory Coast. Surely this time it is. And it's Guy Eddy who ran the floor and makes just their second bucket of the game so far. Brings the lead back to just 7. 11 points to 4. Here's Vegscheider, the young teenager. Tries to make a difficult three, does Ganambapau. Diabate. Here's Eddy again, another three on the way, and finally Guy Eddy makes a three for the Ivory Coast. The first one they've knocked down in this ball game so far. And a fast start to this second quarter. And the lead is now just 4. Vegscheider. Beautiful pass, just couldn't quite bring the ball under his spell. But they've still got it, although they've ran the clock right the way down. It's another good defensive possession by the Ivory Coast, who are looking much better now. Diabate. Trying to go to work against Jefferson, not the easiest thing to do, but manages to draw the foul. Did well there. Ajayi up against Jefferson. So trip to the line for Ajayi. Not normally a prolific free throw shooter. And pretty confident there from the line. And all of a sudden the lead is just 2 after a 7-0 run for the Ivory Coast starting off this second quarter. Need to try and get Damature in the game if they can. Jefferson has it stripped off him, and now the fast break is on. He might have to just try and go coast to coast himself, draws the foul, and it'll be another trip to the line, this time for Ajayi again. Amazing just what a new quarter can do. They could barely buy a bucket in that first quarter, but all of a sudden they're looking a little more confident, playing with more aggression, going to try and get to the hoop more, looking at some better percentage shots rather than trying to force the 3, which they were in the first quarter. They were 0 from 8, remember, from the outside. But he'll be a lot happier now, Paolo Povia. Makes 1 from 2, and it's a 1-point game. Damature. Now the 3 is on the way. Oh, and he makes it, falling backwards. That is a big-time shot from Max Kugere, who's averaging 13.7 points coming into today. And with shots like that, you can understand why. Now Damature. Damature going all the way. The left-hand touch was just a little too heavy, although they've thrown it straight back to the Central African Republic. Now Jefferson may have to go himself. Jefferson draws the foul. And we'll head to the line. I think the Ivory Coast wanted an offensive call. He thought Jefferson charged him. There's a 3 we've just seen from Kugere. Jefferson makes the first. Currently plays for Champville in the Lebanese Basketball League as Jondre Jefferson. As the 3 is knocked down. And there's no doubt about it that the Ivory Coast are beginning to play a little bit out here. It's Gloyd with the 3. He had 10 points against Senegal last time out. Kosange. Across the floor to Kugere, off target this time. Well, it's nicely done. Down inside, Bali Koulibaly, who I mentioned missed those 2 free throws the last time these two sides met. earlier on in qualifying, missed 2 free throws down the stretch, which handed the Central African Republic a 1-point win. Looking to try and make amends today. Damachoa. Nice pass back outside. Beautiful little feint. Banks it in. That is really nicely done by Max Kugere, who is well, proving to be a bit of a one-man band at the moment, Kugere. Really nice start. Jefferson nearly able to grab the steal. Just over 5 minutes to go in this first half. Diabate for 3 to take the lead. And he knocks it down, and Diabate, with his first points, he's got 6 rebounds already. And for the first time today, the Ivory Coast do indeed have the lead. Kosange. Open look in the corner, it's Kugere again. Kugere again with a 3. And all of a sudden, Max Kugere is up to 8. He's 3 from 6 from the field. Last touch was off the Central African Republic, so the Ivory Coast will keep it. Two from 5 from downtown so far, Kugere. Led the scoring for the Central African Republic at the FIBA Afrobasket last year as well, did Kugere with 14. Also was averaging 6 rebounds a game as well. It's been a much better second quarter than the first, though. There's no doubt about that. The little right-handed teardrop can't go. Kosange thought about the 3, decided against it. Damachoa looking to try and get himself going. Well, this is much better now. Damachoa with his first points of the game. The Ivory Coast looking to come straight back at them, draws the foul. And Vafesa Fofana will head to the line and shoot 2. But after the Ivory Coast took the lead for the first time, it's been a really good response by the Central African Republic, who lead by 5 once more. It's 1 from 2 from the line. Damachoa just looking to push the tempo a little bit more after his first 3-pointer of the game. Here goes Jefferson, who draws the foul. Zerbo called on it. The 2 big men colliding. Not someone you'd necessarily want to mess with, Laurie Zerbo. Jefferson, who went to college in the States, Northwest Florida State for a couple of years, and also South Carolina as well. He's played all over as well in his professional career. Wasn't drafted by any NBA team in the 2011 draft, so signed for Iskra Svit in Slovakia in his rookie season. Kugere again, this one off target, almost was able to grab the offensive rebound, but the Ivory Coast will get the ball back. Kugere not happy about something that he's just having a chat with the referee about. Quite sure what this is about. I think he perhaps feels as though he was just not there as he threw the three-pointer. Diabate into Zerbo. Had the look of the long two if he wanted it. Ajay, he turned it down. Now Diabate has been a good defensive possession so far with the shot clock counting down to 2. He still makes it, Diabate. And again, it is just a 2-point game. Just over 3.5 to go in the first half. Damachoa. I think the foul has gone on Salim Gloyd. Here's Damachoa. Damachoa springs to the bucket, throws it back outside. Kugere turns it down, throws up an ambitious little teardrop, but Zian Veni was there to grab the offensive board. Zian Veni again throws it back outside. Kugere with plenty of time this time, comes up way short. Be disappointed with that one, Kugere. Open look this time for the Ivory Coast, who can't get it to go. No one boxing out and was able to grab the offensive rebound, unable to put it back. Damachoa for 3. No good. Rebound by Zerbo. Diabate, who's already got 5 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists for Diabate, one of the key men, and it's blocked by Jefferson. And now the fast break is on for the Central African Republic, and again, no heroics, because Sange just lays up the 2. Big block down one end from Jefferson. He just says, get out of here. And it led to the fast break down the other end, which Kosange made sure he put the 2 away. Timeout called.
Derrière, on est obligé à faire repick et puis on se retrouve à 5 là-dedans. Donc on essaye de travailler plus fort pour recevoir la balle là, en manière que si on doit jouer repick, on écarte l'espace. Vous voyez?
Notre chemin là, quand tu sors, tu contournes. Tu fais semblant, maintenant tu te sors. Ok? Et maintenant lui, il remonte. Pendant ce temps, lui il ressort, pour avoir la balle ici. Voilà, le 4 ressort vite. Quand Max le prend, le 4 sort vite. Ok. Evans, lui.
Well, it seems to be limping a bit there. Does Professor Fofana? We hope he's okay. That was the big block by Jondre Jefferson just a moment ago. And it's the Ivory Coast in possession. They trail by 4. We've got just over 2 minutes to go in this second quarter. Neither side have a foul to give. Open look at a 3. And he makes it. And it's a 1-point game for Fofana, who we saw limping coming out of the timeout. Certainly doesn't seem to affect his outside shot. Well, every time the Ivory Coast have got close, Central African Republic have seemingly found another gear. So another look at the 3 by Fofana. It's up to 6, his first shot from the outside. So a trip to the line for Damachoa. Ivory Coast now in the penalty for the final minute and 41 seconds as Damachoa makes the first. Another member who went to college in the United States, to New Orleans for a couple of years. Did Destin Damachoa. The 3 on the way, comes up way short. And now the fast break is on for the Central African Republic. Oh, and it's big block by Pualou. And now Diabate. Difficult shot behind the back with the left hand. Can't get it to go in traffic. Strong rebound by Jefferson. Just took a little too much time and didn't realize he had the defender right behind him. .60 seconds to go, 2-point game, an opportunity here to either tie it up or perhaps take the lead once more, the Ivory Coast. They've only led once in this first half. That was just by a solitary point earlier on in this quarter. Lovely pass by Diabate and an easy finish for Zerbo. Well, if they can get the ball into the post for Zerbo, that's where he's dangerous. Oh, but lucky to get it back. Kugere thought about the 3. Damachoa does shoot it from miles out. And Destin Damachoa beginning to find his range. Ten seconds to go in the first half. Nice little right-hand jump shot for Zerbo. And now the final possession. Kugere gets it away just before the buzzer and knocks it down, and Kugere, the first man into double digits. It was a long 2 rather than a 3, but after a pretty slow and turgid first quarter, it really came to life. Yeah, you can clearly see it's a long 2 by Kugere to finish off this first half. It is the Central African Republic 31. The Ivory Coast 28 at half-time. Lovely pass behind the back as well, wasn't it? Fantastic little dish to him, and he made it count as well. Here are the stats then. See, both sides pretty similar from 2-point range. 47%, 46%. Central African Republic slightly better from 3. Being out-rebounded, though, Ivory Coast with 22 compared to African Republic 17. And too many turnovers, really, as well. 12 for the Ivory Coast, 9 for the African Republic. So both sides will need to try and look after the ball a little bit better in the second half. And I will leave you with the highlights from the first. It should be a really good second half with both of these sides fighting to make the second round of qualification for the FIBA Basketball 2019 World Cup. Make sure you're back in around 10 minutes' time when the second half will get underway. Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Stadium Marius Ndiaye here in Dakar. It is the final window of the first round of qualification to the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019, and we are focusing on Group D here in the African qualification. And that is going to go right down to the wire. At the moment, we're focusing on the Central African Republic against the Ivory Coast, and it is pretty close at the moment at half-time. Central African Republic leading the Ivory Coast 31 points to 28. But yeah, it is going to come right down to the wire here to determine which sides go through to the second round of qualification. That, of course, starts in September later on this year. Another 3 windows in the second round. And then the World Cup proper gets underway on the 31st of August 2019, just over a year or so from now. It was a really slow first quarter in this one, but it all came to life in the second quarter. Really exciting, and you'd imagine more to come. Just a reminder of what will happen, the ifs and buts in Group D, the various permutations. So if, as things stand, the Central African Republic beats the Ivory Coast, then they are through to the next round. Senegal have already booked their spot in the next round. They top the group 4-1 so far, Senegal. So if the Central African Republic get the better of the Ivory Coast, then they are through. But if they lose, then all eyes will focus on Mozambique against Senegal later on. So if the Central African Republic lose today, they will then hope that Mozambique lose to Senegal. And it is similar for the Ivory Coast. If they win today, they are through to the final 12. But if they lose, they will also have to hope that Mozambique lose to Senegal. So even if either of these two sides do lose today, then it is not all over. They will just have to hope that Senegal don't go into cruise control with the fact that they've already qualified. You'd imagine they wouldn't, because whatever the results of the first round of qualifying, it does carry on to the second round. So it doesn't completely start afresh. So that is a bonus, I suppose, for whichever side does lose here today, that Senegal will still be playing, still be trying to win as Jefferson turns it over early. The Eddie there you just saw, coming back into the Ivory Coast setup for the first time in 5 years. Delighted to have him back. Obviously, the injury that Fofana looked to pick up in the first half isn't particularly serious, as he is back out on the floor to start off this second half as well. Good work by Zerbo on the offensive glass. Here is Fofana. Diabate now drives, throws it back outside. The shot clock is down to 3. Has to step back, throws the 2 way off target. And is a shot clock violation. Just didn't quite catch the rim with the 2, so they didn't get a reset. So a good defensive possession early on in this third quarter for the African Republic. They were led in that first half by Max Kugere, unsurprisingly, who led the way in AfroBasket 2017 as well. He's got 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists so far today. Destin Damachoa, well, he was just beginning to get himself going as well. He's got 7 points, 3 assists. Here is Kugere. Now Damachoa. Eddie is called on the foul. Damachoa, nice pass out to the corner. Kugere looking for some space, throws it into Jefferson. Jefferson under pressure, good D by Zerbo. And now the fast break is an awful pass though by Eddie, and now it's 3 against 1. Decides to go himself, makes the 2 and is fouled. And we'll head to the line for a 3-point play, but that was careless by the Ivory Coast. Try to set up the fast break themselves, just threw the ball away. It was Guy Eddy with the cheap turnover. And Kwasange completes the 3-point play and stretches the lead. Nice start for the Central African Republic, the early stage of this third quarter. Here is Eddy looking to try and make amends from that turnover. Throws it out to the corner. Fofana turns down to 3, drives, great D by Jefferson who gets the block. Not for the first time today, Jondre Jefferson with a big right paw. And now Kwasange is able to draw the foul. And the lead is up to 6. Has been as big as 9. The Central African Republic, that was in the first quarter. Ivory Coast have led. They're led by only 1. Good work on the offensive glass by Jefferson, but can't put back the 2. Diabate into Guy Eddy. Oh, beautiful pass underneath. No one near Ajayi. Makes the simplest of 2s. Central African Republic have been deadly on the fast break today. 12 of their 34 points have come via the fast break, just 3 for the Ivory Coast. Shot clock is down to 3. Someone's got to try and get the shot away. He does so right before the buzzer. He thought it was in. Here is Eddy, poor hands, rather fortuitously finds its way to Vafesa Fofana though, who makes the 2. And the lead is back to just 2, 34-32. Just over 3 minutes played in the third quarter. Well, they've backed off him, just allowed in the open 3, nowhere near. And again, it's Fofana into the paint. Oh, he's missed the simplest of layups. Cannot believe it, Fofana. Complete lapse in concentration from the Central African Republic defense. No one noticed Fofana just creeping into the paint, and that is as easy as they come, really. Nice pass. Jefferson had Zerbo all over him, and Zerbo called on the foul. Just a little too zealous to try and get that big block. It's been an intriguing matchup all game, really, between Jefferson and Zerbo. So Jefferson heads back to the line. So good success in the basketball tournament. He plays for the Overseas Elite. In 2015, he won a $1 million prize. He was the center on the 2015 side that won it. He also won it in 2016 and 2017. Nice bounce pass for Fofana, trying to dance his way through. Abuo. Hasn't quite happened for Abuo so far today. Still yet to register. Fofana for three, air ball. Abuo does well to grab the rebound, but now Jefferson can lead the fast break again for the Central African Republic. This is where they've been so good. He tried to dunk all over Ajayi and draws the foul. Well, that would have been something special if he'd knocked that down. Kugere. There were injury doubts surrounding Max Kugere coming into the final window of qualification games, so they're delighted that their captain and their most dependable shooter really has been able to take to the floor. He's got 10 points so far, a chance to make it 12. Ajayi remonstrating here with the referees. Wants them to go and have a look at something by the sound of it. Kugere made the first free throw. He's still got one more to come. Makes the second as well. Stretches the lead to 6 once more. The Ivory Coast, every time they seemingly get a little closer to their opponents, the African Republic pulls something out of the bag. He was fouled. Grebongo not happy with the call. Well, Grebongo did say that every game will be a final for them in Dakar. Said they have every chance to qualify. They did say they had a major problem concerning defense, so that is something that they have been really keen to work on. Had options there. Damachoa decided to shoot the two himself. It's a little lucky that the ball ends up in the hands of an Ivory Coast man, and now the fast break is on. In transition, Jefferson does enough, but draws the foul. It's called on the foul, sorry. So Ajayi at the line. Said in the first half, not normally a particularly effective free throw shooter, Ajayi. Has struggled from the line in qualifying up till this point. Makes 1 from 2 though. He's up to 6. The lead is 5. Ivory Coast in the penalty with still 5 minutes to go there in this third quarter. Jefferson throws it out. The three is on the way. The three is good. Ganapamo knocks it down, averaging 12.5 points so far in qualifying. He had 14 against Mozambique. He's been a little quiet so far today, but maybe that will get him started, but they respond with a three of their own, thanks to Diabate. Keeps the lead to 5. Nice pass to Jefferson. But the foul is called on Abuo. The University of New Orleans did Evans Ganapamo. As Jefferson can't make the second, made the first, so stretches the lead to 6 again. Got to be really careful on the defensive end here, the Ivory Coast. They cannot afford just to constantly send the Central African Republic to the foul line. Fofana, nice pass in traffic. Steps back, throws a difficult two, comes up way short, rebound by Kugere. A chance to stretch the lead again. Ganapamo, good defense by Kone Gloids. Here's Ajayi. Ajayi with the shot clock counting down, steps back, throws the two. Jefferson with the rebound. Just over 3 to go in the third. It's a poor, ambitious pass, really. Looking to try and find Jefferson underneath. Here's Diabate going himself. Diabate can't make the finish, and the tip back is no good either by Kone. Ganapamo has just made a three, put another one down. And Ganapamo is beginning to come to the party for the Central African Republic. It was a quiet first half, but you can see the African Republic's fans are beginning to believe. And it's thanks to Evans Ganapamo. Couple of threes in the space of 60 seconds or so. And the lead is growing and growing. It's up to 9 again. It's their biggest lead of the game. And the Ivory Coast call a timeout.
Contrôlez solo. Contrôlez solo. Ok, mets la pression. On fait 3 points, il rose, c'est pas bon. Ok, deuxième, Charles. Contrôlez, c'est Charles. Il vient de rentrer là. Ça marche, on y va.
Well, it's an important few minutes here to end the third quarter. It's vital that the Ivory Coast stay in touch. Remember, if they lose here, they are completely reliant on Mozambique losing to Senegal later on. Senegal will have to beat Mozambique for the Ivory Coast to stay in the qualification second round, which starts in September. Shoots the long two, gets it to go, Kone Gloids. Good work on the defensive end. Ivory Coast get the call as well. So the lead is 7. Here is Fofana. Buo. Long two is on the way, just a little too much on it. Kugere grabs the rebound. It's Ganapamo again! 3 threes in the third. And Evans Ganapamo is giving the Central African Republic. A lot of breathing space out there for the first time today. It is a double-digit game, 48 points to 38. He has come to life. Well, they just need to try and keep getting him the ball. Keep getting him in positions to shoot that three. Confidence is flowing. When you've got someone with the hot hand, you've got to try and make the most of him. And that is exactly what the Central African Republic are doing at the moment. Here's Abuo. Tried to bounce it in, but it hit the leg. So they will keep it. There is the Senegal side. Well, they don't have too much to worry about. They've already booked their spot in the second round of qualifying. But as I said, it is still important that they don't take their foot off the gas, because results carry on. They carry through to the second round. So it's imperative that they continue and try and get the win. Ganapamo nearly throws it away. He's helped out big time by Jefferson, who drives, makes the 2 and 1. I think an unsportsmanlike has been called as well. That is a big time play by Jondre Jefferson. So strong to get to the hoop, not deterred by shooting in traffic. Unsportsmanlike has been called on Jacques Kouassi. So things just go from bad to worse here for the Ivory Coast. So Jefferson makes the three-point play, and now the ball back in the hands of the Central African Republic again, with the lead up to 13 all of a sudden. Damacheo throws it away, so they aren't able to punish the Ivory Coast on the unsportsmanlike, but they certainly believe in his Golden State Warriors shirt there. He would have been happy with what happened in the NBA this year then. Here's Abuo, just hasn't been able to get himself going today. Abuo still yet to register a point. He's 0 for 6 from the field. Strong rebound by Damacheo. We've had 8 seconds between the shot and the game clock. Damacheo can just slow things down. Jefferson, nice pass, difficult shot, good defense. Oh, it looked as though the last touch was off Kouassi there, but the decision has gone Ivory Coast's way, and they will get it with 12.6 seconds left on the clock. Here's Fofana. Has it stolen? Oh, very nearly had it stolen anyway. 1 second to get the shot away. The three is on the way. It comes up short. And that really sums up the third quarter for the Ivory Coast. And it looks as though the Central African Republic have 1 foot in the second round of qualifying. They lead by 13 at the end of the third. It's 51-38. Well, I'm sure you've got it already, but there is your reminder to download the FIBA Basketball 2019 World Cup app. You can get absolutely everything you desire, from highlights to news and video footage and fixtures, results, everything you could think of. So make sure you download the app for the rest of the qualification period, and of course the World Cup proper as well, which is just over a month or a year or so away. 31st of August 2019, the World Cup gets started, with the final on the 15th of September. Just a reminder, the top three teams of each group in this first round of qualifying make it through to the second round. There will be another 3 windows in the second round, September and November of this year, and then February of next year. And it is 5 teams that qualify through to the World Cup. It'll be the top 2 of each group, and the best third-place team will go through to the World Cup, where 32 teams will do battle in China next year. At the moment, it looks as though the Central African Republic will be one of the 12 teams to make it through to the second round. They find themselves 13 points clear after a big third quarter where they outscored the Ivory Coast 20 points to 10. And at the moment, it's looking as though the Ivory Coast will be fully reliant on Senegal beating Mozambique later on. And that's a nice start as Diabate knocks down an early 3. Jefferson, good hustle. He's done well today. Jondre Jefferson, 7 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. It's been an all-court display by Jondre Jefferson so far. So we take a look at the 3 that Diabate's just knocked down to bring it back to a 10-point game again. Well, we saw some big comebacks over this weekend. I did one in the Asian qualifiers, where Iraq overturned a 19-point deficit at one stage to get the better of Kazakhstan. So do not write the Ivory Coast out of this one yet. Still plenty of time to go, and they've turned it over, have the Central African Republic. Now the fast break in transition, goes himself, gets the roll, and it's just the start that Ivory Coast wanted as Guy Eddy makes the 2. So the first 5 points of this final quarter go the way of the Ivory Coast. Travel, another turnover. Not being the start that they wanted here, the Central African Republic. Just an 8-point game now all of a sudden. It was 13 as the final quarter started. Diabate, more than happy to allow Vali Koulibaly take the 3. Here's Eddy again, drives, great penetration, couldn't get the roll. And the last touch, by the looks of it, off Kone Gloyd. So Central African Republic will get possession back. Ganapamo, well, you can't blame him for taking on the 3. He had 3 of them in the third quarter, really put some daylight between themselves and the Ivory Coast. Poor pass, though, just gifting possession back to the Central African Republic. It's Jefferson again. Jefferson looking to try and go himself, tries to take a difficult right-handed shot, running to his left-hand side, always tricky. The 3 is off target, just kept in bounds by Zianveni. Now Damachoa has it stolen off him. Need to look after the ball better here, the Central African Republic. They're gifting hope back to the Ivory Coast as another 2 goes down by Guy Eddy. And that 13-point lead is now just a 6-point lead after the first 2.5 minutes of this final quarter. So timeout called. Central African Republic.
Pas, on ne défend plus. On les laisse prendre des options, on les laisse revenir dans le match. La défense ne marche pas. Les gars, ils sont en train de revenir.
Bali au rebond, Guizot au rebond. Allez, et vous le gars, défendez.
So it's just been the start that the Ivory Coast are after in this final quarter. Guy Eddy has come to the party. He's up to 9 points, 8 rebounds. Like a double-double on the cards. We still have over 7 minutes to play in this nail-biting Group D. We are still none the wiser who will be going through with Senegal to the second round. Drives to the baseline, has to try and find a white shirt, does so just about, and the foul goes on Guy Eddy. He'll be disappointed with that because the shot clock was down to 1. It was a pretty good defensive possession there by the Ivory Coast, and Eddy will be annoyed with himself that he committed the foul. And they'll get another 14 seconds here. Gamapamo shoots over the defense, can't get the 3 to go, and now it's Eddy again with the big one-handed jam. And that 13-point lead seems a distant memory now for the Central African Republic. It is just a 4-point advantage as Guy Eddy is lighting up this fourth quarter. Drive, difficult shot, big block. Big, strong defense from the Ivory Coast, and a great pass as well, but a good block this time by Zianveni. They've still got it. No, they've turned it over. And now the fast break is on for the Central African Republic, and finally they do get 1 to go. It's Ganapamo who makes it, and they needed that just to try and stop the rock. So he is up to 13, Evans Ganapamo. So we look at that big dunk just a second ago by Guy Eddy. Now they've missed him over the last 5 years or so. Eddie just looking to try and perhaps wind up Ganapamo, get in the face, use his experience. Coming right down the stretch. It is a 6-point lead. Here's Eddie again. To try and get the ball in his hands as often as they can. He has got the hot hand at the moment, does Eddie. Diabate for three, comes up short. Rebound in the end is clawed in by Jamrabai. Only just about got the ball over the half court in the 8 seconds. Oh, beautiful pass behind the back. The three is short. And the rebound is clawed in. Here's Diabate again, looking to try and dive his way through, but throws it out of bounds. He's annoyed with himself. Turns it over. 5.5 to go. Well, it has been brilliant to watch this first round of qualifying. No doubt the second round will continue to excite. Just act as an appetizer to the World Cup, which is just going to be a brilliant 3 weeks or so. Tries to dance his way through. Beautiful finish by Damachoa. And the Central African Republic seemingly responding to that early wobble in this fourth quarter. They've got themselves another 8-point lead. Here's Fofana. Eddie looking to go himself, is fouled. So Eddie will shoot 2. Really look to try and take on the offensive load in this final quarter is Guy Eddie. So Eddie is up to 12 to go with his 8 rebounds. Just to bring the scores back to 6. Which he does. 6-point game, basically halfway through this final quarter. Kosang, nice pass. Oh, should have made it really with the left hand. Bit of a let-off there for the Ivory Coast. Can they punish? They've got the stop. Fofana throws it back outside. Eddie turns down to 3, decides to take it again and makes it again. And Guy Eddie is up to 16. And from being 13 points down, they are now just 3. Another pretty simple miss by Damachoa on this occasion, but they've got the steal. They really should have had the fast break as well, but he's thrown it away. And a nice one-handed finish by Zerbo, and it's a 1-point game. They just want something mopped up here, the referees. It's been a really good final quarter so far by the Ivory Coast. They've outscored the Central African Republic 16 points to 4 so far, thanks mainly to this man. Eddie turned down the open 3 at first. Damachoa was already looking where the ball had gone. But it is Eddie doing the damage. One of the Ivory Coast's finest talents who has returned to the national team. Oh, he did well to get the pass away. Foul called on Ajayi. African Republic could do with Kugere heating up again. He's gone a little quiet as their main man. The three is on the way, another one but they can't get it to go, and an opportunity here for the Ivory Coast to take the lead. Diabate into Zerbo. Zerbo up against Jefferson. It's that matchup again. Zerbo shoots over him and gets it. And the Ivory Coast, after being 13 points down at the end of the third, are now one ahead as Kugere tries to look to get himself going, way off target with the three. Looking a little bit rattled out there at the moment. Diabate shoots, can't get the roll, but the offensive rebound is clawed in. And the foul is called. Well, Ulrich Merida not happy with what he's seen in the first 6 minutes or so here. It looked as though the African Republic were well in control of this one. But a really sluggish fourth quarter so far. Now sees them trail as they call a timeout.
On joue pas en défense. On les laisse tranquillement aller, il fait ce qu'il veut. Toi, tu repars avec le gars en 13. Ok, les gars?
Maintenant, il faut jouer. Et parler. Parler en défense. Ok. Parler en défense et on attaque, on joue en manière intelligente comme on a fait hier. Les derniers 3 minutes d'hier.
Okay? Allez.
Let's go, ensemble.
Allons ensemble.
Let's go.
Yves, le gars. On a 2 fois 2.
Well, the African Republic quite rightly just saying in that timeout it is still just a 1-point game. Yes, they'll feel deflated. Yes, they feel as though perhaps they should have gone about this fourth quarter a little more sensibly, but they are still right in this. Ivory Coast were favourites coming into this one. And we still have just about 3 minutes to go. 56 points to 55. It is a nail-biter. It was always going to be nervy. It was always going to be edgy. The three on the way by Fofana, makes it again. And the Ivory Coast are beginning to pull away. They now lead by 4. It's a 2-possession game as they try and respond with one of their own. And Damachoa answers straight back. This is really heated up now here in Dakar. The crowd is filling up as well with Senegal still to come. Diabate for 3, no good. A defensive rebound by Jefferson, who just about manages to keep his size 25s inbounds. They need to get it over the half court, very lucky that the ball falls to Kugere, who knocks down the 3. And the African Republic lead again. This is nip and tuck. This is coming down to the wire. And this is exactly what World Cup basketball should be like. Ultra competitive, ultra exciting. And we still have no idea who's going to qualify through to the second round. Throws it out. Eddie with the shot clock down to 1. And no one can miss at the moment as Guy Eddie makes another. Eddie is up to 19 all of a sudden. The Ivory Coast lead by 1. We've got 90 seconds to go. The winner of this one is through. The loser will need Senegal to beat Mozambique in 45 minutes time. They're just making sure whether this is a 3 or a 2. If it's a 3, they lead by 1. If it's a 2, it's all square. Apologies, they're actually checking the shot clock. It's definitely a 3. They were checking to see whether it should be allowed or not, and it's not going to count. Well, well, well. It is a 24-second violation. So the three-point shot from Guy Eddie is not going to count. And the Central African Republic still lead by 2, 61 points to 59. Just got it off a little too late, did Guy Eddie. And they will get possession back now, the African Republic. So that's a bit of a hammer blow to take. Can they punish them even further by adding another point? No, they can't. Good D between Zerbo and Ajayi. So they managed to get the miss. Diabate has it stripped off him, though. And now the fast break is on. Looking to go coast to coast, is fouled and will shoot 2. Good aggressive penetration by Damachoa. And it'll be a trip to the line with just over 60 seconds to go. So timeout called by Paulo Povia just before the free throws will be taken.
Éviter toute situation compliquée comme bon, Oli, je vous rappelle, aider côté fort. Okay? Maintenant, eux, ils jouent justement à chercher la faute. Okay? Donc, ils vont rarement...
Pas aller encore lancer. C'est le moment. Et en défense, éviter pour qu'ils prennent leurs actions de tir. Ils vont shooter. Homme à homme. Homme à homme. Homme à homme. On y va, les gars. On y va.
Allez, les gars.
Well, how crucial will that three-pointer from Guy Eddie that was chalked off for just releasing the ball after the clock had ran down. How crucial will that be? Machado cannot make the first. So it is still just a one-possession game, whether he makes this or misses. Three-point game now, 62-59. And the bench, sorry, have been called on a tee, hence the 3 free throws. Obviously missed that during the timeout. So that is another key moment. It's a 3-point lead, but they've got possession back again. He drives and makes it. What a shot, what a play with the left hand from Destin Demachoa. And it is very much a 2-possession game now. Can they see it out? They've had a bit of a wobble in this 4th quarter, have the Central African Republic. He drives, oh, it's a big block, but he's called on the foul. It'll be another trip to the line for Jondre Jefferson, and surely they are into the 2nd round. A big smile on the face of Jefferson, who tries to ramp the crowd up as well. And it is now just a waiting game. Zerbo has fouled out, that's his 5th, so he can play no further part. Well, Jefferson has had a great game. 12 rebounds he's had, Jondre Jefferson. And he's also contributed on the offensive end as well. It's another timeout called by Paulo Povia.
Tireur à 3 points. Ils vont chercher les 3 points. On les contrôle. Cote, vous tombez dans les écrans, vous switchez. Vous changez. Ouais, on a 2 fautes à donner. Il faut faire les fautes sur les
Well, this is that 3-pointer from Guy Eddy that was just ruled out. 10th of a second too late. And they now trail by 7. 30 seconds to go. Diabate, this has to go, but a disappointing foul by Jefferson. And Diabate will head to the line to shoot 3. That is poor, considering how far out Diabate was. There's really no need to even go near him, really. So some very important free throws here for Diabate, and he misses the first. He's still got 2 more to come. Oh, he tried something clever. Purposely tried to miss the free throw and grab the rebound. 6-point game. Ivory Coast need a miracle. The face says it all from Kone Gloyd. So Damachoa back at the line. Another one down. Terrific support for the Central African Republic, it really is. Must have been some atmosphere to play in. Well, they still have fouls to give. The Central African Republic, unlike the Ivory Coast, have. Here's Eddie, tries to shoot over the D, can't get it to go. Jefferson is there, and it's a foul. And it'll be another trip to the line with 14 seconds to go. So Johan Grebongo, who was very vocal in his confidence that the Central African Republic could reach the second round of qualification and could even reach the World Cup next year as well. And at the moment, the first part of his wish appears to be coming true. They are 14 seconds away from guaranteeing themselves a spot in round 2 that gets underway in September. Can't make the second, but surely that is that. Guy Eddy throws it back outside. The 3 is on the way. The 3 is no good. Jefferson brings down the rebound. And the Central African Republic can go crazy. They have booked their spots in the second round of qualifying, and just look what it means to them. It has been an incredible game here in Dakar. It really has. At one stage, it looked as though they were cruising when they led by 13 at the end of the third quarter. But an inspired comeback from the Ivory Coast in the final quarter saw them retake the lead. But the African Republic, well, they came again. And in the end, it is them that join Senegal from Group D in round 2. It is finished, the African Republic 69, the Ivory Coast 60. And it all comes down to the final game in 35 minutes time, when Senegal hosts Mozambique, and the Ivory Coast, well, they simply have to watch and pray that Senegal get the better of Mozambique in that game. If they do, then the Ivory Coast will still go through. It is entirely up to Mozambique. They know that a win will see them through, but the Ivory Coast, well, it's out of their hands now. They are relying on the result of the next game to seal their spot in the second round. It's disappointing for them, but the Central African Republic can celebrate, and why not? They have been magnificent. Their fans have been magnificent. I'm surprised the roof is still on in this sports hall. It has been going wild for some time now. They've put on a show for their fans, who will now celebrate long into the night. It has been a wonderful game, and let's hope that the next one between Mozambique and Senegal delivers as well. That is starting, as I said, in, well, the game tips off in 35 minutes time. We will be on air 10 minutes beforehand for all the pre-match build-up. I'll leave you with the celebrations from the Central African Republic. They are into the second round with Senegal, but make sure you're back in around 25 minutes time when Mozambique take on Senegal. Mozambique have to win to get the job done.